Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Issa with Journey to Programming. And what I really want to talk about today is, do you have to have a college degree to become a software developer or a software engineer in industry? Well, the reality of it is no, you do not. All right. There are a lot of people who have seen great success by going to a boot camp or self-studying and then they ended up applying for jobs and landing a great job and getting a good salary as a software engineer. Now, that brings up a few caveats. So, there are going to be some companies that do require you, unfortunately, to have a software or a computer science or technical bachelor's degree. Now, a lot of those companies will make exceptions here and there, but to be qualified and get through the application process without it, when they generally require it, is very difficult. So this is a really common question, and I just want to make it clear. You can go to a boot camp, you can self-teach, but it will make it more difficult to get into a job than a computer science graduate or somebody with that technical software engineering background in education, okay? What that means more clearly is your interview process and your barrier to getting an interview after applying is going to be much more difficult. You're going to submit applications, and hopefully you're going to beat out the people with computer science degrees from Stanford, from Harvard, from MIT, or from the other hundreds of colleges around the States, right? Or thousands, to be quite frank. And in order to prove that you are a candidate they should give a shot to, and they should invite you to do an interview or take a call with you, you're going to have to somehow prove that you are a better candidate than those people who have submit the job applications with a bachelor's degree or master's degree background. And the only way to really do that is you need to prove it through experience, through having prior work history. And it's kind of like the chicken and the egg scenario, okay? You need to have professional experience to land the job, especially if you don't have a formal education in computer science or software engineering or game development, because how else are companies going to be able to vet that you have experience doing software development, solving problems as a programmer, or at a higher complexity using data structures and algorithms? They will have to see that you have some professional experience. Otherwise, they're taking a complete gamble on you and spending time in the interview process with you. So the people with a computer science background or the education and the bachelor's degree have that little leg up by saying, okay, we may not have professional work experience, but we've gone through a bachelor's degree worth of study to help prepare us to be software developers for you, the company. So you really have to fight that, and it's an uphill battle if you're going to self-teach or do a boot camp. My personal opinion is, if in this day and age you want to put the time and effort in to do it, do it. And especially if your only other option is a private school where your tuition is going to be insane, like $30,000, $40,000 a year, that's crazy. To get a bachelor's degree, that's insane, because you can do it at a state school for a quarter of the cost. You could also go to a community college and make your way up. And then you can also go to boot camps and self-teach, work your way into the industry. That's the really difficult part, but you could do that for almost free, especially with all the resources out there. You guys have Free Code Camp. You have a whole bunch of other Learning Academy websites which allow you to learn Python from the ground up, learn JavaScript from the ground up. So I really think that self-teaching and boot camping is an option that may have some value in it, but you have to work really hard doing it that way to prove and get your resume seen so you can land those jobs. If you're going to just jump in self-teach, not try to like contract on some small gigs, or you're not going to try to develop a whole bunch of projects on your portfolio, then you're really going to run the risk of not landing a job, being disheartened, and you're probably not going to end up being happy with that decision. And then you're going to say, oh, well, I should have gone and got a bachelor's degree. And this will be years of wasted time by the time you think that. But ultimately, that bachelor's degree program may have been a better option from the very start. If you know that you're not going to work hard and you need to stick through a school that's going to force you to take tests and do projects, then maybe that's the better option from the beginning. So it really depends on you. It depends on what type of personality you have and what type of motivation you have behind your reasoning for getting into the industry. If you're young, 17, 18, coming out of high school, just do a college program if it's financially feasible. And if you have like a state school or a community college around you, go do those options. They're not that expensive, and a computer science degree or a software engineering degree or something technical will not be a bad option. It will bring value, especially if you break into the industry after you graduate and make $70K plus a year or $60K plus a year. You're going to be able to pay back that loan if you had to take one. But if you are maybe a little bit older, in your mid-20s, you are considering it, maybe just jump into a boot camp or jump into some self-teaching, try it out, see if you're interested. If you could do it seriously on your own, do it. Create some projects on the side. Maybe talk to your friends and family, see if anybody needs a business website done. Do that. Post it up, work on a few more, get some other clients, and then start applying heavily to those bigger companies that you want to work with, because now you have some proof. So that is how I would really go about it if I'm going into self-teaching or a boot camp type scenario versus a college situation. It really depends on you, your personality, what you want to do. If you have to have the formal education in order to succeed and learn the materials, do it. But in any case, that's a very drawn out answer to that very common question, which we've answered before here on Journey to Programming. Do you have to have a degree in programming or computer science in order to get a software developer job? Ultimately, no. The challenge is going to be that you need to be able to prove that you can do it. Having a degree helps you get that foot up sometimes. Not in all cases. Anyways, this is Journey to Programming. Check us out if you haven't already, and subscribe down below. Have a good one, you guys.